Imagine going on a world-class adventure on a shoestring budget. It's possible, and one Valley couple is quickly mastering a new way to globetrot.
Highly recommend if you ever do India, do that. That was one of my favorite places that we went.
Michael and Kelsa Dickey have taken some amazing trips together.
I would go back there. That's one of my favorite pictures right there.
But they say it only adds to the adventure when you don't have to pay.
I think that's a great way of saying is that it simply made it more fun. So instead of trying to figure out how you're going to budget for it, it feels like it's become a game and you simply play the game.
The name of the game? Travel hacking. Using credit card rewards to get things like free flights and free hotel rooms. Lots of people do that, but not like this.
We had one to start. We had a Chase card that we've had for probably 15 years, and I think have 10 now.
Yes, they have 10 credit cards, opened strategically at different times, then used for different expenses, harvesting different rewards, and that's taken them pretty far for free.
We just got back from Denver. We did a trip to Denver on Southwest. We've done trips to Michigan on Southwest. We are planning a trip next year to Scotland. So flight, hotel, everything paid for to go to Scotland.
Finance expert and author Nancy Tengler likes the idea of travel hacking, but warns it can be a dangerous game.
The travel hackers usually have dozens of cards. They have some for miles on airlines, some for hotel loyalty programs, some for cash back, and so forth. And the difficulty is making sure that you pay those down and pay them on time, because you usually lose the rewards if you don't make your payment on time. And your credit score can be threatened if you don't pay them down enough.
So who's a good candidate for travel hacking?
It's not really for somebody that doesn't budget significantly already. Like, you have to be very organized with your finances and your expenses and your income on top of that, but then be hyper organized with tracking all your travel rewards.
The most important rules of hacking: don't spend money you weren't going to spend anyway, and then pay those credit card bills off every single month.
As soon as you tell yourself, well, I'm going to buy this because I get the points for it, then you lose and the credit card company wins.
But if you can successfully handle the hack, update that passport and pack your bags. All right, so we've got a couple of tips for you here. The best time to do this is if you have a big expense coming up, maybe a remodel, airline tickets you are already going to buy, a home warranty renewal, something you were going to spend that money on anyways. That's when you'd want to open a new card. The worst time, never open a new credit card if you're about to make a major purchase like a house or a car. You don't want to affect your credit, even if it's just temporarily. And again, if you've got to be extremely careful with this, but obviously you can get some pretty big rewards. The Dickeys are about to go to Scotland, and the entire trip is paid for. If you'd like more information on travel hacking, the Dickeys have their own website. It's called Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. So we put that on our AZ Family app. They do a lot of financial coaching, and they know what they're talking about. I mean, the trips they've taken, and they've been doing this for 1 year.
Wow.
For 1 year.
That's
but
great.
It's catching on. I actually did a little research after I talked to them. I went to an actual meetup where they talked about talk about travel hacking, and I'm taking notes. I'm going to give it a try.
Nice.
Hey, if you have lots of credit cards, make sure you're not being charged for those cards, because if you end up not using them later down the road and you're still getting charged for it.
And that's part of it. Some of these have an annual fee, and some of the time, you know, that annual fee is not worth it, but sometimes it is. And so you really do have to do your research. I mean, when I say you've got to be organized, they have spreadsheets where they keep track of every single one of these, and not just how much is due, but when they opened it, how much they have to put on it to get a certain bonus. And so there's a lot to keep track of. But they're not the only ones doing this. There are a lot of people who, if you can stay organized and you can do all of this, they're flying around the world for free.